ServiceNow comes out of the box with an application designed specifically for creating and managing useful information that can help make doing work more enjoyable and less frustrating. They call it knowledge management, and it's the topic of this video, a data-driven tutorial on ServiceNow's knowledge management. Just show me the data. Show me the data. In this video, you're going to learn all you need to know about ServiceNow's knowledge management functionality in order to pass their CSA certification exam or just become an expert at all things knowledge management. We'll look at the underlying database tables, their fields, and the relationships that support knowledge management. And you'll learn how to create, manage, and use knowledge articles, knowledge bases, and knowledge categories, and knowledge feedback, all to make doing work in ServiceNow work better. My name is Jeff Teese, and I've been a software developer and technical architect for over 30 years, working with all sorts of different languages and databases, most recently spending all my time in ServiceNow. I believe that learning about IT and software development should be fun, and we tend to overcomplicate things. That's why I created the YouTube channel, ServiceNow Simple, where I've taught thousands of people all about ServiceNow with a focus on keeping things as simple as possible. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe as I'm publishing new videos all the time. And now, let's jump into it. Knowledge management in ServiceNow. Show me the data! First things first, let's answer a few basic questions, like what in the world is knowledge management? And what value does it provide? And what business problem does it solve? And to do that, imagine you're a customer service agent working on an issue that you know other agents have already solved for other customers in the past. How nice would it be if when you open the trouble ticket in ServiceNow, you're presented with an article describing the procedure to quickly and efficiently resolve the issue? Wouldn't that be amazing? That's knowledge management. Knowledge management in ServiceNow is an application that provides functionality for creating and publishing useful information, articles, and making that information available to the right people at the right time. You can think of these articles as sort of like Word documents or PDFs that might include a set of instructions or FAQs or policies or procedures or anything that your employees might need to make the process of working work better. To understand how knowledge management works in ServiceNow, we can learn most of what we need by simply looking at the underlying database tables that support it. For the most part, we're talking about three tables: the knowledge base table, the knowledge category table, and the knowledge table. The actual articles themselves and the content that's within them are stored as records in the knowledge, KB_knowledge table. And there's one record there for each article. So we could view a list of all knowledge articles for a given instance by entering KB_knowledge.list in the app nav filter and hitting enter. That's the good old table name.list command. This instance has 34 knowledge records or articles. You can think of a knowledge base as the top level of organization for the articles. Your company might set up a different knowledge base for IT, marketing, and sales, for example. Each knowledge base is stored as a record in the knowledge base, KB_knowledge_base table. KB_knowledge_base.list will display a list of all the knowledge bases. And you can see we have two currently, one named IT and one just named knowledge. Knowledge categories can be created for a knowledge base to further organize the articles, sort of like folders in a file drawer. Each knowledge category is stored as a record in the knowledge category, KB_category table. Let's check out KB_category.list to see that we have 31 knowledge category records. So, a knowledge base can have many knowledge categories, but a knowledge category can belong to only one knowledge base. It's also possible for a knowledge category to be associated with another knowledge category in a sort of parent-child type relationship. And this provides the ability to create a hierarchy of categories and subcategories within a knowledge base. And I'll show you how we do that. A knowledge article can be assigned to only one knowledge base and only one knowledge category. And each knowledge base and category can contain many articles. So, if you picture a file box, that would be the knowledge base. Filled with file folders, those would be the knowledge categories, that are filled with documents, the knowledge articles. And voila! That is ServiceNow Knowledge Management. Now let's dig a little deeper and learn how to create knowledge bases, categories, and articles through the UI, and what attributes are actually being stored as we do. Before we jump in and create a new knowledge base, let's look quickly at the attributes being stored that make up each knowledge base record. And I won't go through every field that exists in the knowledge base, but I'll point out a few, including, as always, every record has its SysID, or unique identifier. The title is a string field that stores the name of the knowledge base, and the description field is also a string field that stores a longer, more descriptive explanation of the knowledge base. The owner, that stores the person responsible for the knowledge base, and it's a reference type field that gets populated with the SysID of the owner's user record. Each knowledge base can be associated with an image that provides a visual representation of the knowledge base, that's the icon field. And the publish workflow and retire workflow fields provide the ability to designate which workflow processes should be used when articles are published to and retired from the knowledge base. And this is done via a reference to records in the workflow table. We aren't going to spend any time in this video discussing how to create workflows. I'll do that in a workflow fundamentals video, but for now, just know that workflows can be created to manage the approval process that can then be set for both the publishing and retiring of articles from a knowledge base. When you create a new knowledge base in the ServiceNow UI, you're essentially filling out a form to populate these attributes and insert a new record in the knowledge base table. To create a new knowledge base, we can navigate to Knowledge, Administration, Knowledge Bases, and click the New icon. And now we simply populate the form. I'm going to set the title for our new knowledge base as Marketing. The article validity field allows you to set a number of default days that article or that articles in this knowledge base should be considered valid once they've been published. I'm going to leave that blank. And I'm not going to add an icon right now, but there's that icon field. You can see a series of default settings for how interaction with the KB articles should be managed. I'm just going to leave those all with their default settings. I'll add a description for my knowledge base. I'll set the owner of the knowledge base to Abel Tutor. And I'm going to leave the publish and retire workflow fields set to their defaults, which allows them both to occur instantly. And hit the submit button to insert the record into the knowledge base table. And now you can see our new knowledge base has been created. Now let's look at how knowledge categories work and add a couple of categories to our new knowledge base. Knowledge category records include attributes for the label, which is the name of the category. That's the thing that gets displayed in the UI for the category. And the value field, which is the value of the category. And that's the thing, that's how you refer to the category when you're writing scripts. The parent table field is interesting. Remember I mentioned that knowledge base can have one or more categories, and that categories can also roll up to other categories to sort of create subcategories. The parent table field stores the name of the table in which the category's parent resides. So that could either be a knowledge base or another knowledge category. And it's this field that tells the platform which type of relationship we have. And then the parent ID field is the actual connector. It's a reference that stores the sys-ID of the category's parent record in the parent table. And then finally, the full category field, which stores what you can think of as the fully qualified label of the category, including any parent categories. So when we create a knowledge category in ServiceNow, what we're really doing is populating these attributes and inserting a record into the knowledge category table. And to do that, we start by opening the knowledge base where we want to create the category. And I'll do that by returning to knowledge, administration, knowledge bases, and opening our new marketing knowledge base. I'll then scroll down and access the knowledge categories related list. You can see our knowledge base doesn't currently have any categories. I'm going to click the new icon, which opens the form for creating a new knowledge category record. And I'm going to label it policies, but give it a value of policy. And you can note that the parent ID is already set here because I'm adding the category from within the parent knowledge base, and there aren't any other categories yet, so that has to be the parent. Let's submit the form, and we can see that our new knowledge category is saved. Now let's add another category as a subcategory within our policies category. And to do that, I'll expand the policies category and then click the new button from here. I'm going to go ahead and label this East region, give it a value of East. Now when I populate the form and hit submit, I've created another knowledge category record, this one whose parent is another knowledge category, whose parent is a knowledge base. Pretty slick. So we've created a knowledge base to publish useful marketing information. We've added a couple knowledge categories to help organize that information. Now comes the good stuff, the articles, the content in the form of knowledge articles. Each knowledge article is stored as a record in the knowledge table. If we look at the fields in that table, we can see that it includes fields for the article number, which is a system-generated string that gets displayed kind of as a user-friendly identifier of the article. The article type, that's a string field with valid values of HTML or wiki. The knowledge base field, and that's the one that creates the relationship between the article and its knowledge base. And the category field, which creates the relationship between the article and its knowledge category. The workflow, and that's just a string field that stores the current state of the article in the workflow process. You can think like draft, review, published, that kind of thing. There's a source task field that the platform will use if the article is created in response to some trouble or problem or incident or task like that. It's essentially a reference to the task that the article was created in response to. It doesn't have to be there, but it can be. The valid to field is a date field specifying how long the article should be considered as valid, if you want to do that. The short description, now that's the title of the article. And then there's the actual article body field, which stores the article content. To create a new knowledge article, we have a few options. Probably the most commonly used method is to navigate to the knowledge homepage by going to self-service, knowledge, and then from here clicking on the create an article icon. And this will open up the form for creating a new knowledge record. Here you can see the system generated article number. We talked about that. I'll choose the knowledge base this article will be part of and the knowledge category. And I'm not going to set an expiration date for this article. And I'm going to leave the article type as HTML. Notice here that all new knowledge articles are initially created in a workflow status of draft. Once I submit the article form, the owner of the knowledge base is going to get a notification that a new article has been drafted and is ready for review or publication. Okay, I'm going to enter a short description, which will be the title of my article and the article content. And after entering the content, this is kind of cool. I can click on this search for duplicates icon. What it will do is execute a keyword search comparing all of the existing articles with the content of this article to make sure I'm not duplicating something. This would, I guess, be useful if you had a lot of different people writing articles. You could check and make sure someone hasn't already written an article about this prior. There are no similar articles, so I'll click Submit to insert my new knowledge article record into the knowledge table. And now I need to publish that article, so I'm going to return to the knowledge base list by going to Knowledge Administration Knowledge Bases. I'm going to open my marketing knowledge base, access the knowledge related list, which lists all the knowledge articles, and then from here you could open and review and publish the new article. And now I can see my new article is available in my new marketing knowledge base. I'm going to go to self-service knowledge to see that. Very good. And just so you know, it's also possible to create a knowledge article by importing from a Microsoft Word document, which is pretty cool. And to do that, you can navigate to Knowledge, Articles, Import Articles. And from there, you just choose the knowledge base that you want it to go to, the category, and then you browse and find the document to import. Okay, the last topic we'll cover in this video is the functionality ServiceNow provides for interacting with knowledge articles. This is the functionality that enables the value of knowledge management to really increase as users interact with the articles. They provide star ratings and helpfulness votes and feedback and upgrade suggestions and all sorts of things that just make the articles better. And it's the knowledge feedback table that makes that all possible. One thing you're going to see about this table is it's not really very highly normalized. And all that really means is ServiceNow kind of uses this table to store records that can represent several different things. Starting out, of course, the table includes a field referencing the article the feedback is related to, so that creates a relationship between the feedback entry and the article the feedback is referring to. The comment field, it's a string field that stores a user's comments when they're added. Sometimes this will be left blank, and that's what I mean by this is not highly normalized. The flagged field indicates if this feedback entry is for the purpose of flagging the article for some type of enhancement or correction. The rating field stores the star rating as an integer from 1 to 5 when the feedback is of that type. The useful field stores a usefulness vote, and that'll be yes or no when the feedback is of that type. And the parent feedback field enables the ability to provide feedback about some other feedback. That would be like this relationship right here. Anytime a user accesses a knowledge article and utilizes one of the feedback methods, a new record is created in the knowledge feedback table. So for example, I'll access our new article by navigating to self-service knowledge, opening the marketing knowledge base, and opening the article. Now, if I click on a star rating, I just created a new knowledge feedback record. And if I scroll down and I click on a helpfulness vote, I just created another new knowledge feedback record. And if I enter a comment, I create another. So that's how knowledge feedback works, and the knowledge feedback table stores the feedback. And that's it for this video on ServiceNow Knowledge Management Fundamentals. You learned about the primary database tables, the knowledge base, knowledge category, knowledge, and knowledge feedback tables, and you'll learn how to create and manage knowledge bases, knowledge categories, and knowledge articles. And that covers the topics you need to prepare for the CSA examination or just bump up your ServiceNow knowledge. I hope you found the video helpful. Please remember to subscribe and provide feedback. I appreciate your time, and remember to keep it simple, and I'll see you in the next video.